All right, welcome to today's episode of the program Inside Motherhood here on Spectrum Television. Well, this is a program that talks about everything you need to know about motherhood. Of course, this program is a program that will tell you all you need to know. Even if you're expecting or you're going to be a mother someday, you're going to get married someday, however you want to put it, this program is for you, and even the male folks as well, because you're going to learn how to detect or decode a particular mood you find your wife in. Then oh, I already was told about this mood, so this is what it is for. So this program will tell you everything you need to know about mothers and motherhood here on Spectrum Television. My name is Rachel David White, and of course I'm not here alone. I have a beautiful mother in the house. Yeah, it's for mothers. So I have a beautiful mother in the house in the person of Mary Jonas. Mary Jonas, it's good to see you again. Honestly, you're looking pretty.
Oh, thank you.
Okay,
So good to be back here.
Yeah, all right. So today we're going to talk about something that has to do with mothers. I already told you, that is managing life's opportunities as a working mother. Yes, managing life's opportunities as a working mother. Yeah, sometimes you're a mother, you're married, you've got kids, and then a particular opportunity comes in, or sometimes you've been praying for something, maybe work somewhere, and then it clicks, and then you turn around, you look at yourself, you have a family, you have so many things, or let me say you have a training to go for somewhere. It would benefit your profession or your career so much, or you as a person, but you turn around, you have family, both hands filled. Sometimes you just feel you should take a pause or you should even run away. Okay, so we're going to look at managing life's opportunities as a working mother. So welcome once again to the program Inside Motherhood here on Spectrum Television. Over to you, our beautiful guests in the house. Let's just talk a little bit about motherhood. Okay, now let's tell ourselves the reality inside motherhood, what it entails, what you're going to find in there. Yes, I know some people make it sound like it's a tough job. Some make it sound like they're bed of roses. Of course, I've seen someone who has 2 kids and has 3 good maids, 3 grown-up nannies in the house. And if one misses, oh, she's panicking. She has to replace that one that just missed. So for those ones, well, you would say it's not a problem like it would be or it should be to them. So let's just take a look at motherhood as a whole.
Motherhood I think, is the best job on earth. I mean, it's a privilege to actually be a custodian of life. I say mothers are custodians of life because, I mean, you're like an incubator, you're a co-creator with God. So I see motherhood as a privilege. That's why I do not take it for granted at all. Being a mother, let's start from the process of conception, birthing the child, taking care of the child, and all that. And I say that mothers are primary caregivers. Here we have the men there to assist and all that. But take for instance, something happens to a child in school. I think the first person they will call is the mother.
It's the mother, yeah.
Yes. So it's not really a tough job, but it is a privileged job. So every mother should not feel marginalized, or no mother should feel bad. We should actually bring ourselves to that place of appreciation. Now,
before you go on now,
Okay.
there are these kind of mothers I want to talk about. These ones that feel detested by maybe a bad side of their children. For example, I have seen a mother who feels, why is this child punishing me? Maybe the child is ill, or maybe sometimes you're dressed, you want to step out, and then your baby crawls to you with a filthy body, maybe just finished eating, dirt and puts, yes. So at that point, you see, there are these mothers that feel at that point this is a punishing point in their lives. I mean, why this punishment? Why does she have to go through this?
Yeah, but every mother should bring herself to a place of tolerance and patience, because in as much as you're a mother, you have that responsibility. Now, let's not be deceived by, oh, it's a woman's world and all that. No, bring your place to that place of patience, that place of acceptance that this is who you are. So even if you're dressed, you have something or somewhere to go to, and a child comes, messes you up, yes, you're going to panic, you're not going to be happy, nobody's going to be happy. But then you look at this child, as innocent as the child is. So I think that's wrong. And let me say that I think a lot of young women that go into marriages aren't even prepared. Because if you're prepared, you should expect a whole lot of things.
You
So
know,
at that point, okay,
okay, so talking about preparations, I remember I had a program where we talked about preparations. How do we even need to prepare before going into
you need
motherhood and a
to
whole lot of that? And
psychologically you need to
then,
be ready.
okay, so we'll still come to that. We'll still just put it as part of the discussion today.
Okay.
I feel this thing comes naturally as a mother. I have seen a woman who says, I can't stand the sight of a crying baby.
Oh,
I can't stand the sight of a baby with runny nose
oh,
and a whole lot of that. Then I try to explain to the person, I don't know if it happens to another person, but I feel this thing comes naturally.
yeah.
You know, as you are pregnant, it comes with this feeling, emotion, attachments to
Attachment to
your
the child,
baby.
yes.
So, okay, for me, let me use myself as an example. For me, growing up, anytime I see poop, a baby's poop, or you know, I would be so detested. I
Disgusting.
wouldn't eat the whole of that week. Yes, so you know, gradually, yeah, until I babysit with my younger siblings, but it wasn't still, you know, used to get. I didn't still get used to it, so I used to wonder, how am I going to cope? But guess
When you have
what?
children, yeah.
I mean, this thing just came naturally.
It does.
Like, I don't mind, you know,
It
even if I
does.
was eating, you know, and
And the
then, oh
child,
yeah, I have to move immediately. I'll still
yes,
come back to my food. So I
yes.
think this thing comes naturally.
For some people, then for some mothers that still get detested, that still get disgusted, I can't help but say they have a problem, and it could be psychological. And sometimes, probably the man that I even married to, probably they didn't want to. I don't know, but there's something if you look at it, because no mother will naturally feel detested because they saw a child's poop. I mean, I've seen a lot of mothers suck out,
Yeah, I've seen
directly
that. I
from the
have
nose,
seen that.
And okay, something happened recently with my child. She was constipated, and I told her you're not going to school because I tried everything, gave her water, I gave her everything to make her release, but she could not release. So I told her you're not going to school, and I wasn't going anywhere. I kept trying. So at some point, she started screaming from the toilet, and I ran to her. I said, "Well," she said, "It's in between." And I looked around. I didn't have gloves, but I had um, polythene bags and all that. I said, "Can I pull it out?" She said, "No, no." She was the one being disgusted because she's above 7 and all. So she was like, "No, mommy, no, don't." I said, "Let me help you. I want to help you." At that point, I wanted her to have a relief.
Yes.
I wanted to do everything to make sure she was fine. I don't know. I recently uploaded a poem on my page, and I indirectly wrote something about putting your fingers and pulling out poop. That's my experience. So I basically pleaded with her to let me help her. Like, I thought, let me just take off or take out the first one blocking there, so
Yeah.
that you can. She started crying and she didn't want me to. Now, I think is that motherhood instinct. At that point, I wasn't seeing the poop. I was just seeing my child going
Yeah,
through
you want to
something,
help.
and I wanted to help her.
You,
But I
you,
kept telling her, I want to help you. Let me help you. And she was like, "No, mommy,
you know,
don't."
something happened when I had my first baby. When I was in labor and it came so painful, I was induced. You know, when you're induced, the pains come even more.
No,
So I could see my mother at that point crying, and then she came to me and said, I wish
I
at
could
this
just take
point I could
this.
take this from you
Yes.
and just give you the child.
Yes, they do it a
so
lot. They do it a
so
lot. Even
I
sometimes when you have fever, when the child has fever, sometimes you're praying and like, Father, just take this fever from
yeah.
her and put it on
Okay,
me.
yeah, so I pray that one a
I
lot.
do it a lot.
Okay, now let's talk about yeah, managing life opportunities
Okay.
with as a working mother, you know. Say you have something doing, or maybe you don't have something doing, and then an opportunity kicks
Comes.
up, yeah, and you look around you, you have a whole lot of things to do. It happens to so many people.
Yeah.
And then, okay, I had a conversation with someone, so I was telling the person, okay, if this thing comes hard on me, work, taking my baby to work, and then, yeah, I appreciate my organization, yeah,
Okay.
because, you know, there are some organizations that don't appreciate babies at work,
Yeah.
yeah, but, yeah, I appreciate mine. They help a lot
Okay.
because it came hard on me, and I was like, when it comes like this, if it gets too serious, I'm gonna have to withdraw.
Yes.
So, you know, I had a conversation with someone, and she said, "No, you have to think twice. You have to think about it." Some mothers have taken that decision and they regret for life.
Yeah.
And then she made a point. She made a statement. She said, "I've seen mothers resent their children to accept work."
Yeah.
Is it possible? Even if it's possible, is it the right thing to
It's
do?
not the right thing to do. Now, if you had made up your mind from the initial stage, because if you're getting married, I believe that these are some of the conversations you should be able to have with your partner. Now, if you had made up your mind that you're going to work, now, even when the children start coming, you should be able to find a way of navigating. Now, there's no need hating your child because you want to pursue a career. I mean, nobody will want to go to school and come back and just sit down and be a full-time house. It is actually rare. Now, if that's your case, you need to find a way to navigate. Now, I tell a lot, you have a lot of careers that can give you the opportunity to still, balance it. But I don't know about my banker friends. I mean, each time I see ladies in the bank, I'm always like, well
Honestly,
done.
you
Yeah,
know,
because
there's this job that takes your
your
time,
time
takes everything. No, I
from
don't
very
just thank
early,
them. I appreciate their husbands more
husbands.
because
Yeah, I was
it's
talking to
so
that.
hard to understand.
Yes.
Like, I'm saying it because, okay, I've had conversations with some men, and then you get to find out that these ones can't take it.
And they can't help. They won't help you. They just need you to be there. It's either it's either the job or the
Or the
marriage, the
marriage.
family. Yeah. So they can't take it. But a lot of us are fortunate. Should I say we are favored? Because sometimes when I'm really tired and like I know I have to go to work and he's already up making breakfast. But I also have a friend that she has about four almost like toddlers. So she needs to wake up very early, prepare them, make
To school,
breakfast.
yeah.
Yes, prepare them, then take them to school. Then from there goes to her office. So she does this, like she wakes up really early and the man is just lying down. All he does is he wakes up, his breakfast is there, he eats and he goes off to work.
You
So
know,
what happens to him just preparing breakfast, I mean packing the lunch bag while the wife is preparing the children. So I say some people are lucky,
you
some are
see,
not.
if we want to go in there, I think we'd just have to talk about that someday. Maybe bring a man into the house and
Yes,
talk about
to
this
make us
issue.
understand.
Now, we have, I would say, just a handful of men that want to, you know, support their wives
Yeah.
career wise. There are some that would do it but to some extent. There are
Mm.
some that would do it maybe so that oh, what is my friend going to think about me?
Mm.
Yeah, what are the people around my circle, what are they going to say? So
Same.
it's not just doing it because he wants to do it. So sometimes you are, you know, in a position where, oh, the job, since you like the job and you have to keep the family and keep the job, and then there's this thing about striking balance, work and
You need to
family
strike.
balance,
Yeah.
yes. And then no matter how you do, one is more pulling,
Important.
yes, than the other, and that is family. And then you have to give one, you know, enough
For the
time,
rest,
yeah,
yeah.
that. But it now puts the woman in a position where you're giving in to all the places that need your attention, and then you don't even care about yourself
Yourself.
again. So at that point you need an external care, but you can't find it. So I think it's really a tight corner to put ourselves into most times.
Then how do we navigate? I tell people, and I'm not even going to pretend about it. Every working woman needs help. Every working woman needs. I don't like referring to them as house help. I prefer to call them assistants because I mean they come into your home and that virtually doing everything for you, or most of the things you're
Most of the
supposed to be doing.
things,
Yeah.
yes.
So if you're a working woman, I'll advise deliberately look for help, because you can't afford to break down. I mean, we've heard stories about
You
a
know
lot
the
of
funny
women.
thing? The funny thing is, if you break down, you're still going to carry your load.
You carry on, and you see, people will even get to blame you. Didn't she listen to her body? Or why was she even working? Did she need to work? Is the husband not
I've
providing?
heard things like that,
Yeah.
Does she need to
Does she need
work?
to
What
work?
kind of work is
Is
she
that
doing? And
yes?
then most times they don't look deep
Mm.
that you need to do this
You need
work.
to do it, especially with the economy, and for especially for those of us that are still building our families, are
Yes.
still young in it. You need to work to create a balance, because I mean, nobody wants her husband to die young, so I can't afford to put all the responsibility on him. We need gas, NEPA bill, baby
And then
food,
yourself.
pampers, then yourself. I need to make my hair and all that. There's just this joy and relief. Then a man comes back home and there's already food
Yeah.
without you asking. It's a relief. So every woman, except it's an agreement between your spouse, you and your spouse, every woman needs to do something. So whether you're going to be doing the 9 to 5 or any other job, you just do something. So at that point, you need help so that you don't break down deliberately. And I know it's not easy to find, but I think there's a lady now in an organization I know in New York that
Yeah.
helps,
Yes.
a
Yes.
human resource
Yes, I
establishment and
do.
all
I
that.
know.
Yeah, so I don't know how much they pay because I've never used them, but I recently discovered they do something stuff
She's
like
been
that.
there for a while.
Okay, so I think it is best for you to be able to strike a balance. It is best to get help so you don't
Now,
break down.
now, let me get to that point. There's this men that do not want help
Anybody
in their houses. They don't want help. They're not ready to help. Your job is to help. Now, they're not going to stop you from working.
working,
So if you want to work, you're fine since you want to do the job. But make sure that
the home front.
is perfect, and they keep standards, so make sure you meet the standards. They're not ready to help you, and they don't need an extra help in the
No,
house.
there's need
So but
for.
at that point I see it like this is a setup.
Okay, yeah, of course. Almost like you're going to stay here, but there should be a kind of understanding. No, marry your friend, marry someone that loves you, that care enough to value your health. No, take your time and explain. Recently, something happened. I like using myself as an example. Something happened, and I was just everywhere in the house. I was angry. I was shouting on everybody. I was picking and touching, picking food and all that. So at some point, he got angry and he was like, "What's wrong with you? You don't want me in this house. I'll just leave the house for you and all that." So after 3 days, when my cycle came, and I started relaxing, I told him, please, just go and Google PMS. And he was like, what is that? I said, but you go school, go and do it. He was like, what is that? And I said, premenstrual syndrome. Now at that point, he just picked up his phone and checked it up. And he was like, oh, so that's the reason he's been misbehaving and all that.
It happens.
A lot of them do not. Yeah, so
Yeah, another thing is I think I don't know how, but I don't know if I should say it should be introduced into the male curriculum. Maybe in their offices once in a while they have a training, where they talk about family,
some of
because
these things,
yeah, most of the women get this education, this
yeah,
information, but the
the men
men,
do not
yeah, do
have it.
not. So it
It is hard.
affects,
It is
yeah.
sometimes it is the wife's job, just like I did. It is your job to teach him.
That's okay. I'm coming to that point. There are men who do not want to be taught by their wives. So that's why I say sometimes I think it should be introduced into their curriculum, maybe at work or something. Oh, this, just talk about it, because for some women they have extra pain, extreme pains.
Extreme.
Yeah, for some women, they have mood swings.
Yes.
Yeah, at that point you don't need anybody to step up. It comes naturally.
Naturally.
But then, and there's one thing about the men and the women, okay? I know that some women have it too, but if you want to go and research, you notice that it happens much in the male force.
Okay.
Now there's this thing that a man wants you to always understand him, but doesn't want to understand you. And then another thing is, it's easy for you to go ask your husband, maybe he's looking sad. Hi, what's wrong? Are you okay? And he doesn't want to talk at that point, and you go back in the afternoon. Is everything all right? And he says, I'm fine. Maybe you go in the evening, you're still like this. What is the problem? He's like, I'm not in the mood. And the next day you still have to try. But then there's this thing about a man that if he comes to you and says, what is wrong? You say, I'm fine.
That's all. But you said you're fine.
And if you don't say anything and then he just leaves you, maybe he tries to ask a second time and you still want to. So he expects you to start smiling automatically. If you don't, he starts tying his face with you. And then another thing is, maybe a man hurts you and then doesn't apologize, but okay, maybe he's angry, and at that point he says things or does things that to make you upset. Then the next time, as in his anger has gone, he's now happy, so he expects you to just switch and follow him without coming to say, oh, I know I've wronged you, I'm sorry.
We take time to come out of that mood.
Yes.
So yeah, but that's what I'm like. Marry your friend so that you'll be able to, you can discuss, you can have these conversations. Now, if you can strike a balance, the both of you, I think it will be easier for you to communicate even without speaking. So at that point when you're worn out, when you're overwhelmed, you can just go, lie down, and he comes in, he sees you, he just understands automatically that this woman needs to rest. And he walks out and does everything he's supposed to do, take care of the kids and all that. But if you marry someone that do not have that understanding, that is where you have problems. Now, I also know a man whose wife is a lecturer, and each time there's a training, they have these are conferences they attend. Each time the wife will be like, I'm not going, I'm not interested. It is the husband that pushes her. You have to go. Have you written this? Have you sent in any entry for the journal? Into publishing, you need to go. You need to grow. You need to build yourself and all that. So it is the husband that's like driving force.
Yeah, the push, the energy.
Yes, at that point, what do you think? And they have 2 kids. Yes, they have an assistant in the house, but at least he is ready to release her. Some men will not release you. So I don't know how. It is not easy. However you look at it, it is not just easy to be a career woman, to run other businesses, and to navigate through the home. Except the whole thing lies with the man. If you marry an understanding man, it is very easy to navigate. I mean, some men will even decide to take some days off work from the office and sit back home, take care of the kids until you're back. But some men will tell you, if you're going,
go with the kids.
Children. Exactly.
Don't go there.
Yes.
Okay, this is just a soft one to remind the people that this is the program Inside Motherhood here on Spectrum Television, and we are talking about managing life's opportunities as a working mother. Of course, as a working mother or just a mother, you have lots of challenges around you. Believe me, whether you are a housewife, a full-time housewife, or a working mother, these things you have a basket full already for you. So either way, you still need help. So that we're talking about managing life's opportunities when they come, as a mother, as a working mother as well. So feel free to join the conversation. Put a call across to us on the number displayed on your TV screen. Send us a text message or a WhatsApp message. Drop your comments, ask questions. If we can't attend to them today, trust me, next time we are going to attend to your questions. All right, so we are in the house talking to a beautiful Mary Jonas. Well, she speaks so well. I would say a content's full. And then when it comes to girl child, just give her a call. She's got you covered, talking for the girl children and for the male children as well. All right, so back to you.
Yeah, so as I was saying, I think everything just lies with the man. It lies with the man, because if you have one that's understanding, then it will be easy for you to navigate. But if you have one that is the man, the one that constantly tells you, I am the man, we have a lot of them like that. And I tell people, if you keep saying, I am the man, it's almost like you're not sure.
If you're the man.
Yeah, it's almost like you're not sure.
I know that's, corner where a man would tell you, especially if you see that this thing is not right, so you shouldn't do it this way. So you want to stand your grounds. Or it comes, I am the man.
I'm the man, yes.
And then he keeps reminding you that he's the man.
Yes.
And then that what he says
Must
stand.
Yes.
And then will tell you, there's some men that will start referring you back to the days of their mothers and grandmothers. My mother never spoke when my father was talking. And my mother never allowed, and then there's some men that will tell you, when you're hurt, you're upset, don't show me. Find a way and come to me later and tell me, what you did got me upset. And then you ask this question. Even God himself gets upset. And then you ask yourself, I just believe that there are some men who believe that the Bible said submit, honor, and then they want to take it out by force. So, and then you want to use them as an example. Can you honor someone the way you want someone to honor you? Sometimes they feel, since the Bible already said it, so it should be default. They don't want to know this is something they can't do, but
they're expected to do it.
So there are these ones that say you're not expected to be upset. Don't show me. Don't even let your body, movement, even if your voice is cool, your body movement, don't show it to me. Come to me later and tell me that thing you did, that thing you said got me upset. That's how my mother is, that's how my father.
And that's difficult. That's difficult because a lot of women naturally are very emotional beings. So you don't expect her to pick. There's no way she won't show you with her body language. There's absolutely no matter how strong the woman is, she'll definitely show you. That's really wrong, and it's difficult. I don't know. Marriage is not a bed of roses, honestly. So at that point, I don't even know what to say, because I know that I don't know how to hide emotions. So if I'm with someone that'll say that to me, you're automatically trying to kill me, because I'll tell you, like, I may not do it in front of the kids, but I'll run to the room, and as soon as you come, I'm like, even if I don't say it, my countenance will show it. You'll just know that I'm not happy. So if you're telling me don't show me, that's not going to work with me. Well, different strokes for different folks. Some women have mastered that. Is it an art? I don't know. They've mastered it, so they can easily navigate. That's why I say you can't counsel someone. You can't counsel a woman that's been married for so many years and has lived certain things for so many years. You can't just go and tell her you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that. It will take a whole lot. So if she has found comfort in that home, and if she's able to live with the man that way, let her go ahead and have peace in her home.
Of course.
I can't force you out, but I know, and like the girls I'm raising, I tell them, you meet a man, you're courting, or you're even dating, let the man know your standards. Every girl child, every woman should have a standard. Like, there are certain lines you shouldn't cross with me. You can't hit me. You can't shout on me in public. You can't do this. This is a deal breaker for me. The man too should have his own standards, so and all that. So there should be a lot of agreements. So these are not the times where you just allow your feelings or your emotions push you into certain things. And for us Christians, I always say, don't visit a man before marriage. If you don't visit him, if you're engaged, I encourage you to go with him to his village or to wherever his parents stay. You may not necessarily stay in the same room with him, but observe him from a very close.
Do you know the funniest thing is, even if you court or date someone for 4 years, there are things you would not see.
There are
things you will not see, even if you live with a person, you're coming and going, you visit for, there are things you would not see, because this person wants to keep you, not just the man, a woman as well. This person wants to keep you, so he's going to do everything possible to get you, to keep you. But over time, there's this confidence and composure, that you're working, you're conscious that, your zip is spoiled, so you have to mind the way you walk. So it doesn't open. And then when this person is used to you, you're free. There's nothing the person, let the person know my zip is open,
Mm,
right?
yeah.
So it happens in our characters, in our
Yeah.
beings. So there are things you just know, what? So this person. But it won't totally hide. It won't totally
You
hide.
see
You would,
some
yeah,
signs.
you see some clues.
Yes,
Yeah.
some clues. And communication is very important. Talk. Like talk. Forget. I don't know if I'm supposed to use the S word on air. Just push that aside so your reasoning will not be clouded. But talk. There's no way. I mean, I know of someone who had the man that used to tell her a woman cannot be richer than me,
Wow.
no matter who she is. Once you start working and you start making more money, you're going to resign. You
Okay,
can't make
so
more
I,
money.
I think that's an issue. I'm sorry to cut you.
Okay,
So it's a big topic on its own because
okay.
yeah, we've seen men with should I say um I don't know, that's not low self-esteem. I don't know what to call that
Okay.
at this point, you know. Um you know, having a woman who makes
More
money, and
money.
yeah, and you feel the woman is making more money than you, especially if you have the one that doesn't talk, you know,
Mm.
maybe she's had it up to here and she
Mm.
decides to say,
I'm
no,
done.
no, it
Okay.
shouldn't happen, like it shouldn't be this way. Oh, so it's the money that is making
You
you, yeah,
yes,
talk
yes,
on me, you
yes,
know, and will
yes,
threaten you with the job. Oh, you're going to have to resign, you know,
yes,
and a whole lot of that. So
yes,
it's a big topic on its own.
yes.
And then I can't just talk about that as a woman alone. It would look like I'm
You'll be
one-sided. Yeah,
biased.
so I have to
Yes,
get a man and a woman to talk about that.
yes.
So yeah.
That's really wrong.
Okay, so let's just okay, you see you're a woman, and then you have opportunities outside. I know you've talked about a friend whom the husband will push,
Yeah.
you know, and say you need to do this, you need to get
You
this
need to
done.
grow.
Yeah, there are so many men that support their wives like
Yes.
that. um you have um you have an opportunity, okay, maybe a job you've been looking for clicked, or maybe on your profession, you have something else just outside, a little bit away from your family. At that point, what do you do?
You talk to him. You talk. I can't overemphasize this issue of talking. Now you discuss with him, right? You won't wake up overnight and tell your husband, I'm traveling. I'm going.
Let me break in. I'm sorry, I keep breaking. You know, this program is a program that gives you time to discuss, okay, and talk. So it's funny when you remember things.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know my husband may be watching, but he knows this already. So he's this man that, you know, you have to go. You want to go for something, you have to tell him maybe 4 to 5 days
Before.
yeah.
So you
And
can
then
prepare.
so, oh, I'm going for a friend's wedding, and then don't just tell him once, keep
Keep telling
reminding him,
him.
so he has registered in his head, oh, my wife is going for.
Yes.
So
And it's very important.
if you say it once, and then you now say it on the day you ain't going, or you say it a day before that day or 2 days before, you're not going, so don't bother.
Because
And
you need to
then
prepare him.
there's sometimes you're ready, you said it, and then maybe you had a little issue, okay, and the day comes and you said, so I'm going for this, oh, you're not going. So at that point, okay, before now it used to be very hot, like I would be so upset. Yeah, I may not be able to say it out, but then he knows you're upset, and maybe much later he will come to apologize for stuff. But I got used to it, so when he says you're not, oh,
You're
happily
going.
hang my dress,
Yes.
and then fiddle, get my phone or my
And
laptop,
begin to fiddle.
yeah, you know, play with my kids, try to shake away that, so I don't feel it. I mean,
Yes.
this is not a life or death thing, so
Yes. You don't have
I'm
to
okay.
push.
Yeah.
You don't have to push, and you need to. And I'm totally with them on that. You don't just wake up and you're like, okay, I'm traveling, I'm going for a wedding. You're married. And let me take you back to the submission issue. I tell women, you know, I'm an advocate for women, but I've been married for close to 20 years. But I tell women that because it is not a bed of roses, you learn respect. I grew up to hear respect is reciprocal, right? I won't tell the man, bully your wife. I tell the men, you love your wife into submission. It is only a foolish woman that will not submit to a man that loves her. to a man that genuinely cares about you and your welfare, and he says you're not going, I want to at home, and you're like, I must go. Is your authority. Someone will say, I'll go when I come back, whatever will happen,
Yeah, I've
heaven should
seen women
fall,
like that.
and it is wrong. So you love your wife into submission. If you love her and you show her care, you don't completely restrict her. The day you ask her to stay away, she will stay away, But if you bully her, you're bringing out this rebellion in her. And a woman will tell you, why should I respect someone that doesn't love
And
me?
meanwhile, there are some people that at that point I don't call it respect again. I just say fear of being bullied or
Bully,
fear of losing your home. So you
home,
just say,
yes.
okay, yeah,
Yes.
let me just
But
stay away.
that is wrong. But for a man that loves the wife, I think it will be easy for the wife to submit. Then you love your wife into submission, then you submit to your husband into loving you, because I think men value respect, and you keep giving it, you keep feeding their ego,
Okay, just
feeding
like
it.
God, lives through
Praise,
praises.
you keep feeding
Oh
it
my
like
God, a man lives through respect,
respect.
and
Yes.
that's one thing that if you mix it with the air or the food he eats, he blooms.
Yes, but it's the truth. So by the time you're like, I'm going for this wedding, and 2 days to, what are you putting on? Have you done your hair? He's actually trying to prepare you.
Yeah.
Something happened this afternoon when I told you I was lying, and he was like, what time did you say you were going? Do you understand? Because if I wasn't really okay and he checked and the fever was still high, he would say, please call her. You can't go. And at that point, I would just, okay, I can't go. Because I don't like too much controversy around me. I value my peace, so I'll do
Yeah.
everything
To keep the
to keep
peace.
the peace. So I think for couples that fight or that disagree on a lot of things, I think is one, lack of communication, lack of understanding. And when, like I said, I advocate for women, but I tell them, when you want to be the orga, you cannot be the orga. The Bible has kept
Standards.
standards, so you follow the standard. But who unto any woman that gets married to a child? Because there are some men that are children, like they want this respect, like
By all means.
100%, but they're not ready to love you or
Love,
to do
yeah.
anything or to contribute anything. They keep telling you, Bible say, respect your
Respect.
husband.
Okay,
Bible
so if you want to talk about this issue, we'll talk about it the whole day because there are so many things involved in motherhood. And today we just did not talk about the kids side, but the husband, partner side. So I'm sorry, the conversation was getting more sweeter and hotter, but we have to round up at this time. So just in a few seconds, what are the words you have for people out there?
Okay, I'll address women specifically. If you're a working woman, a career woman, find a balance. Try and strike a balance. Talk with your man. Let him come. You guys come to an understanding, and you just find a way of navigating. And if you can afford an assistant at home, talk to him. Make him understand that you need it, because you don't have to break down. When you come to that understanding, please get an assistant, because every working woman, I insist that every working woman needs an assistant at home. You can't do it all by yourself. So communicate with your man, strike the balance of respect, get help, and be conscious of your time. Try and manage your time.
All right, thank you so much, Mary Jonas. We're talking to Mary Jonas. Of course, she's the CEO at Right Africa, and she's been doing a whole lot for the girl child and even the male children as well. Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. All right, back to the people. Thank you so much, our viewers. I'm sorry we couldn't take any calls. The conversation was getting hotter. And trust me, next Saturday won't be anything less. We're going to talk about everything you need to know about motherhood inside motherhood. My name is Rachel David White. Good afternoon. Don't forget to follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website, spectrumtv.ng. To have a nice day.